This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Jody.
Hey, Bruce.
Are you one of those kind of guys that you find a piece of clothing and you hold on to it forever and ever?
If it's a, yeah, I have quite
a good thing you like.
I have I have a big closet.
Sure.
So I have lots of there's like the front of the closet that I wear regularly. And then there's lots of stuff that's kind of like either kind of maybe seasonal or
right.
I might either go up or down again in size and
so you've got
maybe
some
someday
things.
I might wear it again. Yeah.
So I recently purged almost everything that I had. I had a bunch of clothes laying around, things that I was like, well, I'll wear that sometime, I'm sure. Or people send things, brands send things in, whatever. Yeah. And I get rid, and the stuff would sit around. So I got rid of it. I was able to donate some of it to some people who could use it.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I noticed as I was doing that is that I had a ton of basics that were past their prime.
Oh, yes.
By basics, I mean, underwear, undershirts, things like that. I thought maybe today we could talk a little bit about getting back to basics, like getting those things out, maybe how often you should look at getting new things, when you should get rid of the old stuff, because I have definitely been in that place where I've been the guy who's held on to something until it will catch fire
apart.
when you're wearing it. Yeah. So,
So I think a lot of guys, I'm probably included in that, kind of hold on to my socks and underwear until they get holes in them and whatever. Sure. I mean, every laundry day or whatever, whenever I do laundry, like when I'm folding socks, if any of them are even sort of slightly like, if they have a hole, they instantly go.
Nice.
Like if they're starting to get thin, I try to just get rid of them because they're, so
that's a good rule of thumb.
Just when that's the, it's the best time you're got to sort through them anyway. So you might as well, instead of going through and doing a mass purge,
right? A
massive purge of everything. I just sort of do it on a
rolling basis,
a regular basis. And then, either run to Target or wherever and, get another bunch of socks. And that's kind of my thing with my socks.
Nice. I've read articles where they say that that you should be switching this stuff out, getting rid of these things on a yearly basis. Mm-hmm. Now, for some things I can agree. If you have something that you're wearing all the time, an undershirt that you're always wearing, it might be time to switch out, get rid of it. Try something, get something new. Socks, if they're worn through, if you got a toe sticking out, it's time. Mm-hmm. It's time.
Well, it's beyond time. I think.
Sure.
I think there's even something with like the cushioning in the socks too. Like when they start just get worn down, they're not really doing much for you.
Right.
They're supposed to be providing some sort of protection and comfort for your foot.
Right.
I think it can kind of goes a long way to.
Yeah. And I have t-shirts that sometimes I'll sleep in, especially when it's cooler, or whatever. And
you're one of those,
and I've got some.
I get strangled if I try to wear a shirt.
So. Well, it used to be so. I don't know why this is, but I don't know if it's me getting older or whatever. But as I've noticed that I used to sleep shirtless because that was my preferred way. I get hot as hell and want to cool off. But now I've noticed that I get hotter and I overheat more when I'm not wearing a shirt. And when I have one, I'm more comfortable.
Okay.
And it seems to regulate my temperature more. And I don't know why that is.
Do you not have the blanket on you as much right now?
I still have the blanket on me, and it's I don't know what the deal is. There's no rhyme or reason to that. Okay. But maybe
subconsciously,
sleep expert could help with that and tell me what the hell's going on.
We need one of those.
We do. Where's a sleep expert?
I need a sleep expert.
But I've noticed that. I've got some t-shirts that I'll wear to bed sometimes, or I wear them when I'm doing chores or running around, running errands, that kind of thing. And I will hold on to them way too long. I've got one shirt that was from a company picnic at a job I used to work at, and it's like 2015, and it's it's in bad shape. But I've held on to it because I like it. I like the way it fits. I like the way it looks. But it's one of those where if you have something that even when you wash it, it still kind of smells like you, it's probably time for it to go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
So I think I just do, like I said, I do it more on a rolling basis. I don't want to have to. I mean, obviously, I'm in the underwear business, so I constantly have an influx of new underwear coming in a lot. So I literally just the other day we did laundry, and I was trying to put my underwear back in the drawer, and I was like
pushing them down.
I'm like shoving it down to get the door closed or the drawer closed, and I'm like, okay, I think I probably need to go through this drawer because I just put the new ones on the top, and then forget about the ones that are down buried.
Cycle through.
Yeah, they're going to turn back into I don't know what, but so I think it's about time for me to go through that and start purging some of the underwear or whatevering them.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk a little bit about what are we doing when we're getting rid of our socks and underwear? Okay. Like, are you just throwing them away? Are you recycling them into you can there's those places where you can they turn them into like insulation, or they recycle them into whatever. They like grind or shred them up and turn them into things. Huh. But a lot of times with my socks, I turn them into like dusting rags.
Oh yeah, sure.
I do that because you can just put your hand in there and dust things. I like to do that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Or you can turn socks into dog toys or pet toys.
Oh, okay.
Just tie knots in them, and Bucket likes to play tug of war with them. Or
I like that.
You throw it and he likes to go fetch them.
Hey, that's awesome.
They're cheap dog toys. Huh. Not my underwear, just my socks.
Just your socks.
Or your t-shirts, I guess.
Socks and underwear, I tend to just kind of throw out. I honestly hadn't considered that there were other uses for those things, especially since if I'm getting rid of socks, it's usually because they're just torn up.
Beyond.
Now, I will say that the clothes that I got rid of when I did this recent purge, they were able to go to someone who really needed clothes, who didn't have anything, and I mean, it was a ridiculous haul of
I remember seeing all the bags here.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a wardrobe starter for somebody who really needed it.
Yes,
so there were some
depending on the condition of the items. I think there
were socks in there for sure.
Yeah, donation. Yeah, I mean, I know what is it, like Goodwill and all those places, they don't take that kind of stuff. But
right. So that's always the thing is with worn underwear, I feel weird about it. Because if Goodwill isn't going to take it, then do I really want to give it to this, here?
Yeah. But there's also 100% cotton underwear can become one with your garden via compost.
What?
Yeah.
You can compost your underwear?
The 100% cotton underwear, you take off the elastic bands off the top and the legs, and you can compost it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, put it back into the ground.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm all about reduce, reuse, recycle kind of stuff. All about composting. It's great for your garden, but I've never composted my I don't really have a lot of 100% cotton.
Sure.
Anything really?
Yeah.
Maybe t-shirts, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's an option.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Huh. It says you can drop off to a textile recycling center. While old undies may not be a great gift, they can be processed for reuse in furniture, insulation, and for other purposes. Contact your local council or recycling center to inquire whether textile recycling is available in your area.
That's interesting. Just the idea of taking that stuff and using it for insulation.
Yeah, they grind it up. Sense. I mean, they clean it, do all this stuff, and it's made into furniture stuffing. Huh. I mean, yeah.
They're like, why does this couch smell like ass?
No. That's but I think it's it's kind of an important thing because we throw out so much and it's just piling up in landfills.
Right.
We got to find ways to
be smarter about
reduce our impact on everything. So
I like that.
But
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's break into our beer.
Oh, what is this one?
So this week we are
sneaky.
this week we are doing a beer from Fort George Brewing. It's called Suicide Squeeze, and it is a special edition India Pale Ale. It is a collaboration between Fort George and Suicide Squeeze Records. And so Suicide Squeeze is a record label. You can go to Suicide Squeeze Net. Is that .net? Yes, that's .net. Except there's no dot there, but yes. SuicideSqueeze.net/Fort George, spelled out FortGeorge, to download a free music sampler.
Ooh.
Yes. So this is it's in a gold can. It's got a cool snake on it, which I'm guessing is maybe like the Suicide Squeeze logo or something like that. The snake doing the Suicide Squeeze. Says, drink fresh, do not age, unfiltered, expect sediment at the bottom of the can, and it is a 7.2% beast.
It is very hoppy.
That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. Smells just like a hop. It's just like,
I know,
yeah.
It has Mosaic, Amarillo, and Citra hops, front-loaded with organic 2-row barley, and paired with deep cuts of specialty malt. Suicide Squeeze IPA is a well-rounded experience.
I like that.
Ooh-wee. That is potent.
Yep. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Yes. Count me in. It's been a little bit since I had a good IPA.
Wow.
So I speaking of drinking misadventures, I went on a trip.
What?
Yeah. And I went on a trip and I ended up at a tiki bar.
Oh, yeah.
And happened to be at this tiki bar. I was having a great time, enjoying a couple drinks, and I saw that they had this thing called a scorpion bowl. And it's like one of those big bowls with...
Like a fish bowl?
Yeah, like a fish bowl.
Okay.
You get it and you share it with people. So a buddy and I, we were sharing this thing, and when you drink this, you can't tell. It's like juice. It's like juice.
Yep, those are the dangerous ones.
And I know better because in my younger days...
You're how old? Yes.
In my younger days, I went to a party where they made a concoction that was very similar. They put a lot of fruit in it, and I, being the young fool that I was, ate a lot of the fruit.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part.
And drank a lot of the drink. And when I woke up the next day, it wasn't good. I was covered in Sharpie, and it was just a whole horrible, horrible experience. So I thought, well, it's been a long time since anything like that's happened. Let's give this a try. So I drank, we decimated this scorpion bowl and went about the rest of the night, kind of went to a few other places, realized that when I got up the next morning that a 40-year-old man cannot handle doing that.
Yeah.
So it'll be another couple decades before, when I forget this again.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever forget that. No. I know the really cheap liquor that they put in that and all the sugars that they put in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would probably not get out of bed for 2 days after one of those.
I had to fly the next morning, so I got up and I was just not feeling great. Luckily, I did get better by the afternoon, and I just realized that okay, that time has passed. So, but man, it was fun. It was good while I was drinking it. So,
okay, well that's good.
So there we go. Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about?
So we've talked about kind of getting rid of some of those things, but what about getting new basics? Like, what do you need? What should you have? We should probably start with underwear. Okay. Because we have an underwear professional here. That's you. Yes.
Me.
So are there, and I don't know if there's even anything like this, but are there like numbers? So should you have a pair of underwear for every day? How do you?
Well, I guess it depends on how often you do laundry. I mean, I have probably way too many.
Sure.
Because I have
an underwear business.
That'll keep me stocked. But I think you need a fresh pair for every day, then you need, I think you need more than 7 pairs of underwear.
Makes sense.
Because you never know, whatever, you're going to not be able to do laundry.
Right.
Or you need to change your underwear, or you have a special event coming up, you need different underwear or fun. Because I know a lot of people say that bearskin are like their going out underwear, or they're like special underwear or whatever, So like you have like maybe your more basics underwear, maybe your 100% cotton stuff that maybe you wear every day. And then you have your more premium underwear that you might wear on a date or going out or whatever.
Your funderwear?
Funder.
Yes,
oh,
I
Lord.
know.
You were saving that one.
I'll be here all week, folks.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so, I think, I guess it just kind of depends on your lifestyle and
Sure.
how often you're doing laundry, but
Right.
you need to have maybe a couple weeks worth of stuff that you can,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I know my schedule is pretty crazy. Sometimes laundry doesn't get done.
Right.
So
right.
I'm like, well, I got plenty of underwear, so
You're
good.
well stocked.
I'm good to go.
Right. I think undershirts are another big thing, and I think that with undershirts, there are a lot of reasons to have a good undershirt.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I'm wearing a button-down shirt or anything that's a bigger, that's a bigger, more substantial type of shirt, I want an undershirt under it. I need something that's going to absorb sweat, that's going to manage that, and in a lot of cases, a really good trick is if you have a button-down shirt that maybe doesn't fit quite perfectly or stretches between the buttons, you get those gaps around the stomach or in the chest. If you have an undershirt that is a similar color or the same color, those things don't stand out as much.
Yep.
And it's a good way to make that work without having to, buy a brand new shirt that maybe you
And it
can't
also
afford.
helps extend the life of the dress shirt or the other shirt because you're not sweating into it or you're not getting your your body oils onto it and whatnot, so it doesn't discolor your shirt, all that kind of stuff. It helps keep your dress shirts looking a little nicer. So it's a good idea. I personally don't wear undershirts or whatever. I get too warm. I'm running around too much normally.
I have to manage the sweat. Like I'm not a super heavy sweater, but when I do, if I get sweaty, especially if I'm wearing like a button down or something and it gets sweaty on the side rolls or on the back, my idea of hell is I will die and I will go and I will be wearing a button down shirt that is sweaty and wet in the back, and it comes off your back and then it comes on your back and it's wet and cold. It's a horrible nightmare hellscape.
In the summer that happens.
Yes, that's my idea of a nightmare right there. I have to wear an undershirt to take care of that.
Maybe I should try to do that more in the summertime because I do really hate that.
It works well for big guys because, especially if you do sweat and you're wearing some kind of...
So do you do a cotton shirt or do you do like a moisture wicking performance shirt?
No, I don't do moisture wicking. I just go with the cotton with a basic shirt because I'm looking for something. I will have... I'll have a white shirt. I have a white T-shirt. I've got like a dark or a navy blue. I've got black.
Yeah, you got it depending on what shirt you're wearing. Yeah,
sure. So having different things that kind of fit with whatever I'm going to be wearing, that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I go for that. I think undershirts can save the day in a lot of cases.
I think I'm going to have to try and figure that out. I just always thought I'm so warm as it is. I don't want to add another layer, but I never thought that.
Sure.
I tell people all the time about it, but I don't even take my own advice. So.
Right. Well, that's worth a try.
Yeah.
Worth a try. I think that having some jeans and pants that work for different occasions. So I've got a couple pairs of jeans that are like my go-to for hanging out, for whatever. If I just want to be casual. I've got some that are a little more put together. I've got kind of a higher end sort of denim look.
I definitely have my like hanging out at home. Right. The dog can jump on me, whatever jeans. Yeah. And then my jeans that I'm like, no, Bucket, get off. You can't be on my lap.
I'm trying to look fancy
you
here,
can't be
Bucket.
on my lap right now.
Right.
Your dog hair and your little paw prints don't go with my outfit right now. But I think that is definitely. I think you need to have, your essentials like all the time, either going to work or whatever you do all the time sort of stuff.
It's the same with pants. You know, like for me, I generally, I've got dress pants. I don't wear a lot of dress pants, but I do like to wear chinos. They're a little more casual. They look good. They fit well. That is kind of a thing that I'm going for. And I'm finding that I like wearing those more casually now than I used to.
They definitely are a relaxed feel. People always kind of assume that those are like business going to work stuff, but I think you can definitely wear khakis or chinos or whatever, just on a more casual basis.
Right. That has kind of been my goal over the last few years, is like with my suits, especially if I can find a way to not have to wear a tie with a suit, I will do that. So I've got some really cool button down shirts that work under with my suits, and I button them all the way up. I button the neck and just don't do the tie, and it looks great. So yeah.
I actually have noticed you do that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that I try to go for. I don't like ties. I mean, I don't.
They take some getting used to.
Yeah, I can do like one knot, and that's it. And it just, I don't know. I don't like having something constricting my neck. So there's that.
Yes, I agree.
So I think having those kind of things, and even if you're thinking about another, I don't know if it's a basic, but it should be a foundation of your outfit, is having a suit. You know, at least having one.
You have to have at least one suit. You never know. I swear, every day someone comes in and is like, I need a suit for tonight. And I'm like, what? How do you...
hard to get one day of and make that work.
And make it like, I'm like, well, this day of, this is what you get. Right. You know, and it doesn't, like, there are not every guy is an off-the-rack suit person.
Certainly.
So it's really hard to do that, like...
What do you... what are your alterations that have to be done with the suit?
Well, I mean, depending on the suit, I like my legs, the pant legs, to be more tapered on the bottom, not quite so baggy.
Same.
It just depends on the brand. I bought a bunch of Michael Kors suits because they're a little bit more tapered,
right?
A little bit more fitted, but you know, you do sides in on the jackets to give it a little bit more fitted. Sometimes you need your sleeves done.
Yes.
It's like sleeves and hems are like the biggest thing we do all the time.
I've got the T-Rex arms, so I've always got to have, they've got to take those down and make it so that they work.
And sometimes that can't happen day of.
Right.
So,
yeah,
having a suit that fits, that's, you know, or at least pretty darn close, is essential.
Have you ever had alterations go wrong, like they do a little too much of something?
No, I haven't personally had any of that. I've had other people that have marked them incorrectly on people, and that happens, but...
I've got a couple suit jackets that I've worn in the past where the arms, they're like, okay, well, it does need to be shorter. And then you get like a half sleeve, you know?
Like
so then
three-quarter sleeve
suit.
suit.
So then you've got too much like dress shirt showing, you know, or I will get... I'll get the jacket where it's brought up and it's too short.
Oh lordy!
And so it's like the founding father half shirt, you know, half jacket kind of thing.
Oh, I mean, that's a look.
Yeah, the Washington.
Oh yeah,
the Jefferson. I don't know, something like that. It is a look. It is a look. So making sure that if you get things altered, that you are going to a place that's reputable, or the store that you're buying it from, that they can handle those alterations is usually the best way to do it.
Yeah, I haven't had any crazy stories about that. So
yeah. I think there are a lot of other things. I mean, I'll just kind of lightning around a couple things out here. Just having a good pair of sneakers that you can do as like casual sneakers is very good. A pair of dress shoes that's kind of an all around sort of dress shoes, so not something that's like ornate and insane.
No, just a basic, either like a wingtip shoe or just a basic like cap toe, anything. Just a basic black and brown shoe is always important. That's black or brown, not black and brown. That's another thing, is that if you are going to have one suit, go for a blue. Like a navy, right? Yeah. I mean, a darker blue. It's going to work for just about everything that you would do. Yeah. So those are good. So you've got your sneakers and your shoes. I feel like having a boot is nice, but that's that's just me. That's nice.
Yeah, that is above and beyond. Shorts, as we're getting into this warmer weather, having some shorts that work for you. Another trick with your shorts is, when you're looking for big and tall shorts, the problem that I run into personally, and I think a lot of big and tall guys, is that their shorts are too long. They go way past your knee. They don't look quite right. It's not good. Yep. So the problem is that there aren't a ton of places that do short shorts for bigger guys. So if you're looking for that, you might want to consider getting those things altered to work for you. It's a little above and beyond kind of your basics sort of thing like we're talking about here. But if you're going to wear it all summer and it's going to be something that's going to work
year round,
right? Yeah. Then having this and doing this is worthwhile. I think having a good tailor is a huge thing, and it'll make all of this stuff better. And there are some people that I know where they get everything tailored to make it work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We do a considerable amount of tailoring for people on a regular basis. You know, it's like, oh, I just buy these and I always get them, whatever. Like, I love these pants and I just have this done every time.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are some of the basics that I have. I think, it's about finding looks that are going to work for you, making sure that you're covered for almost every occasion, especially the regular day-to-day kind of stuff that comes up. Have the clothes that you need, make sure they fit you, and you're going to be good to go.
Yeah, I think, that's important. Just be prepared. Don't wait till the last minute to do, get the things that you might need. Just have a basic suit, have your essentials, a good pair of denim, nice shoes, that. Even if you don't wear them all the time, it's something that you can slip in once in a while to your wardrobe and, just have fun with it. I think that's kind of the basic thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right.
So, thing of the week. Yeah, it's been a long, interesting week, and here we are. I am attempting to disconnect from all of the insanity that's going on by embracing the fact that we are coming into spring and that I can ride my bike again.
Oh, yes.
And I've been getting out the last few days, getting out and riding, and it's so much fun. And the fact that I have a bike that will hold me is another thing. So shout out to Zeiss Bikes, Zize Bikes, who they make bikes that work for heavy people. I have the bike that I have is called a New Leaf 2.0, I believe. And it is rated to hold up to 550 pounds. It has reinforced tires that have the run flat stuff, so they'll seal up. The actual frame of the bike is made in a specific way to hold bigger people. The bike that I have actually has a motor on it. It's not something that I use all that often, but man, I love having it because one of the things that I find is as I'm getting out and I'm riding, I'm enjoying riding and I'm having a good time. But we live in a hilly place. And there are some hills that I come to and I'll be like, all right, I've made it a quarter of the way and I'm about to start rolling backwards. And you can hit that and go. Right. And so you're still able to pedal with that with the motor on.
A power assist or something like that.
And so it's a really cool way to kind of get into riding, especially if you haven't been that active in a long time and you get out there. It's easy to be nervous about, am I going to be able to do this?
Am I going to be able to get back or whatever? Yeah.
It allows you to kind of do that. And I am a big proponent of physical activity for the love of it, enjoying,
having fun with it.
It's
doing
not
something that you enjoy doing, and
I'm not counting calories. I'm not trying to hit a specific weight or anything like that. I don't care about that stuff. What I do care about is being allowed to enjoy being active. Because one of the things that I found is my body tells me that it wants some of that stuff, or when I do those things, I like it. And that's something that I didn't realize for a long time.
You definitely, I feel like such a mood boost.
It makes a big difference.
And,
And I think that we are told as bigger people that, we're told that we're not worthy because we're big. But then we're also told when we try to work out that we're not doing enough, that we can't hang, we can't do it at this certain level. And so we're discouraged from doing this stuff anyway. So for me, for a long time, I stayed away from all of it. So the fact that I can get on the bike and I can go out and really enjoy myself, it's awesome. So
that's cool.
That's the thing for me.
I need to get a bike so I can actually start doing that. I keep talking about doing it.
I really want to do like a bike meetup, like a bike group, a cycling. I don't want to say cycling because then I'm thinking about putting on one of those onesies and which apparently finding those things in extended sizes is very difficult.
I can only imagine.
But
I'm not going to buy one of those.
I want to put together a group for bigger people who just want to get out and ride casually, you know, just go. I mean, we're in we're in one of the most bike friendly cities in the world, definitely in the country. And I want to ride with people who just want to get out and ride. It's, you know, I'm not trying to hit certain speeds. I'm not trying to do any of that. I think it's fun. I want to do it for the fun of it. And it's a lot more fun to do it with somebody than it is alone.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds pretty cool. So my thing is that, again, with all the craziness that's going on, I normally take the bus to and from work.
Yes.
So we're actually looking at getting another car.
Oh.
So we're probably going to start. The one thing I want something that's super economical, you know, gets really great gas mileage. I'm just, you know, driving to and from work and putzing around, whatever, nothing crazy. So I'm looking at I don't know if you know this car. Seems like everyone does. It's a Lexus CT200H.
I do not.
It's just a little hatchback car. It's nothing crazy, but it gets 40, 43 city, 40 highway MPG. So it's like kind of a crazy fuel efficient car. They don't make it anymore. It's like, so this one's a few years old. I think 2017 or 2018 was the last one.
Okay.
But I need to go see if I can get my butt in it.
Ooh, that's always
so. I'm like, I like the car. I've seen it around a little bit now that you know. As soon as you just like start thinking about a car or whatever, you see it everywhere. Or as soon as you buy a car, you see it everywhere.
Right.
So now I'm like, oh, I've never really seen that car, and I'm like, oh, there's one, there's one, there's one.
Yeah.
So I think this afternoon, maybe I'm hoping we can go in. There's a couple around town. There's one up in Vancouver. There's one over in Beaverton. So I'm gonna go try and. I gotta go sit in it. You know, you got to do the in and out, get in and out, see how comfortable. But apparently they're pretty roomy. So
nice. That's awesome. I have found that like working from home and living in Portland where like parking downtown is horrible.
Yeah.
I have this idea. So I have this thing in my head, I should say. It's this idea that having like a super small car would be like, that's what I want. Because functionally, that would be great.
Yeah.
You're trying to park anywhere, you're like, boom, boom. You get right in, you're good to go. I like the idea, but I think with a lot of those, it's hard to, you're going to be able to get in it and be comfortable and, you know, all of that.
Well, I'm used to like, we have like kind of a little SUV thing. So I'm used to kind of just getting in easy. And like I've gotten into friends' cars and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get way down.
Help me.
I got to get way down here to get in. And then I'm like, I can't.
Yeah. And that's where
I got to get out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. I'm like, I got to be able to get in and out comfortably.
Yeah.
Sit in it comfortably, that kind of stuff. So
I really want a new car. Like I think about it all the time, but I'm not at a place where I can.
Well, I know I'm not like super, but you know, the alternative is like taking Uber.
And when I say that I'm not at a place, because my wife is like, no.
You have
well, and I mean financially, there's that too.
Yeah,
but
the wife. Oh, geez.
Anybody will sell you a car, right?
Yeah,
but still, luckily, the voice of reason, my lovely wife, is like, is like, no, you need to stay with the same car you've had for 7 years. So here I am.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Bjorn's been kind of pushing, like, you know, because
that's awesome.
The alternative, like I said, is doing Uber, which is not
expensive.
Oh God,
right?
It's like $20
it's crazy
both way, you know.
Yeah.
So
it totally makes sense for you because you're going long distances. So
I mean, it's not that, but it's an hour bus ride. That's the thing, you know. So I'm like,
that'll be a whole new world.
15 minutes to work. Yeah. I know. I'm like, yes, please. I can sleep in. So
I love it. So you got to tell us.
Wish me luck on the car hunt. You know, we're not getting anything new. We have a new vehicle, so we don't need another brand new.
A new to you vehicle.
New to me, which is fine.
Which is awesome. That's always fun.
Care. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, let us know what you end up with.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it. You know, we've made it through another week, and hopefully you're going to go out and get a whole new foundational wardrobe,
or order one.
Yes, or order one. That's true.
You can order from the comfort of your
Yep.
Your
computer. Yes. Yep. So tell your friends about Heavy Conversation.
Yes. Please share this episode with some of your friends that are maybe they need to update their essentials. Yes. Maybe you've noticed their holy socks when they come over to visit or whatever. And follow us on social media at Heavy Convo.
Yes.
So you can follow us everywhere and tell us what essentials you need, or if you need recommendations on if you need to get new essentials.
Right. And tell us about beers. You know, we obviously drink a new beer each episode, and we want your recommendations. I did get a recommendation that came in from someone that said we should try there's a brewery in New York called, I think it was Grimm Brewing.
Okay.
And they do a beer that you pour a glass of this beer and then you add like bitters to it.
Okay.
And it gives it this entire insane flavor.
Oh, well, I'll have to look.
I want some of that. I want some,
Grim Bitter Beer.
Yeah. We'll have to look and see if that's actually the name. I'm bad with names.
That's all right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
podcasts.